Shaitanirajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Muhammad Shoaib Zaheeri here again with another beautiful program. You know, this every Monday in Ramadan, this time we have a program with the renowned Amil, Hafiz, Qari, or Ulama Karam from different parts of this side of Yorkshire, South Yorkshire. And today also we have another personality which is very dear to me, very close to my heart, and I know him for the last, I don't know, probably 15-20 years. So I know, and I've seen him grown from childhood to now what he is. And Alhamdulillah, what he's done is quite a lot. There are lots of things, and we have very limited time to discuss what he's done. And inshallah ta'ala, we'll go to him and start with his childhood education, and then we'll ask him what he's doing now. And there are lots of things in between we'll have to ask. But you can call if you want to ask any question on 0142425 or text us or WhatsApp on 078885599 You can watch this program live on tamseel.tv as well. TAMSEEL tamseel.tv. You can watch live on tamseel.tv, Facebook, tamseel.tv, YouTube. This program is broadcast live, and at the moment I'm doing live as well in the studio. I welcome Imam, Qari, Amir, Hafiz, Sahab. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah, thank you very much for your time. Alhamdulillah, after chasing a couple of weeks, you are available now, and Alhamdulillah, you're in the studio. So MashaAllah, Imam, Qari, Amir, Hafiz, Sahab, most people, especially from Sheffield and Rotherham, they know you very well. But those of you who don't know you, for them, I would like to ask you, now obviously you are a complete Imam, Qari, Hafiz as well, but where it all started, because I remember, I don't know, 10 years ago, I interviewed your father, right? Your dad, he was here, I was interviewing him, and the first question I asked him, I'll tell you this because of what he said to me. First question I asked him, I said, you are a taxi driver. He said, yes. I said, how come lots of taxi drivers in the city we see every day, and I only see probably a couple of them who are taking care of their children education wise and their future wise, and you are very satisfied, alhamdulillah, because he's being Hafiz. At that time you were at the madrasa. So he said, it's not the profession, it's the person. It's up to the person what he thinks about his future or their children's future. So which was good, and now we can see the future as well. We can see the present, what he said, and then now future. I can see the bright future, alhamdulillah. So alhamdulillah, you're here. I would like to ask you where it all started, your first childhood education, and whether you have this intention to become an Hafiz, become an Imam, or it just because your parent wanted to do it.
My journey with the Quran started in 2004.
Okay.
I came back from Pakistan.
Okay.
And a new madrasa opened in Sheffield, Jamia al-Furqan.
Yeah.
Mufti Akhtar Saab.
Abdul Road, yeah.
They were former Imam in Medina Masjid for 17 years. So they taught me before in Medina Masjid. Where I started Hafiz, I learned a few surahs and then I left. Okay. And then some time passed, and then I went back to the masjid. I learned a few more surahs and then I left again.
Okay.
So then in 2004 this madrasa opened, and one of my cousins, he said to me, he was already studying there.
Okay.
He said to me, why don't you come here? So I said to my parents that, look, I will go to Jamia al-Furqan, but I'm only going to memorize the 30th para, the 30th juz.
The last one.
So my parents, because they never forced me, whatever I wanted to do, my parents, alhamdulillah, they always supported me. It was never Islam with the stick, they were very supportive. So my father said, okay, theek hai, that's fine. So I went to Jamia Furqan. I memorized the 30th para. Allah Ta'ala opened my heart, and from there I started to memorize more, and it took me 14 years to memorize the Quran.
MashaAllah.
Only a couple of months ago I went to Egypt to study there,
Yeah.
to do some Quran studies, maqamat, tajweed.
But before that, you went to Jamia Al-Karam as well.
Yeah, before that, because he first took me such a young time,
Yeah.
14 years.
Yeah.
In that time period, I did other things. I went to university. I was
Yeah.
working. I went to Jamia Al-Karam also.
Yeah.
Again, Jamia Al-Karam played a credible part in forming me, nurturing me,
Yeah.
shaping me.
And that is the obviously very what you call it, organized or mustanad institution for the young.
The
So
Jamia Al-Karam has
that
been
is-
serving for over 30 years now,
MashaAllah.
and they have produced over 350 ulama,
MashaAllah.
imams who are serving in this country.
MashaAllah. They're doing fantastic job. Plus, you've been to Egypt as well for your
Yeah, I went
studies.
to Egypt. That was as a result of 2 years ago. I went to Darul Qurra in Birmingham,
Okay.
and
MashaAllah.
there I found a teacher there, Ustad Abu Adam Akhyaq al-Azhari,
Mhm.
and
Is he Egyptian?
he's Pakistani, but
Pakistan.
he spent a lot of time in Egypt.
In Egypt, okay.
8 to 9 years studying in Egypt,
Okay.
and he is a master of the 10 Qira'at.
MashaAllah.
So I did a couple of weeks studies with him in Tajweed. She taught me a Tajweed text, Tuhfat al-Atfal.
Okay.
Thereafter, I maintained connection with them, and they arranged my Egypt studies with their teacher in Egypt.
Okay.
So that's how.
So, worldly studies wise or degree wise, what you've done from the university?
In university, I studied criminology.
Criminology. Okay.
Yeah.
That's totally different than your current
Yeah.
profession.
Yes,
What was it your interest or?
that
what
was something out of interest which I did. I'd like to go back to that if ever I get an opportunity, or
Okay.
to be able to do something in that field.
Okay.
Because since I studied criminology, I left the job that I had at the time, B&Q. I left the career which I was pursuing, and I started Dars Nizami in Jamia Al-Karam. And then after, it's just imamat and just
So
trying to serve the people and do something, have a create positive impact in the community, inspire people towards good.
So from B&Q you learn how do it yourself.
Yeah.
And probably, I mean, you never know. But maybe tomorrow you can get a very good position at any prison as an imam.
Yes.
So that then probably your studies will
Yeah.
come into practice. They-
Inshallah, but alhamdulillah, I'm currently content in what I'm doing, teaching, serving, I go to sleep content.
Yeah.
Every night I know that I've helped somebody, I've made a difference to somebody's life.
MashaAllah. Very good. That is your education, and now you are an imam of the Masjid Abu Bakr
Jamia
in
Masjid
Eastwood,
Abu Bakr.
Jamia Masjid Abu Bakr, Eastwood, Rotherham.
Ji.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you like a traditional imam of Pakistani mosque, or if you change anything, or
How would you describe a traditional imam?
traditional Pakistani imam? I'll tell you what, because I'm not pinpointing anyone, but traditional Pakistani imam. When you go to any Pakistani mosque, they usually, not every mosque, but in some mosques I've seen that they want to acquire that place, and no one else can come as an imam or qari. They do see everyone welcome, but they just want to get hold of that position, and they don't want to encourage anyone, which I've seen in several mosques. But if you are, suppose, very good at qiraat, or you're very good at anything, right? If someone else comes better than you, then you start panicking. Oh my God, what's going to happen?
Yes.
Maybe they'll replace it. They'll do it, and then you have lots of committees as well. That's the traditional mosque. Lots of committees. Committee actually decide what imam is going to do. Not imam decide actually. Even the Islamic masail in that committee actually decide whether to allow this kind of thing or not. So is it a traditional kind of position, or you have made some difference, or what actually your actual job other than
Do you know the
leading namaz.
the issues that you mentioned, regarding somebody else better than you coming and you're not allowing them opportunity. Our teachers in Jamia Karam taught us, especially Sheikh Muhammad Imdad Hussain Pirzada, may Allah preserve them, they taught us that in order to serve the religion, if you are serving Islam, you have to serve with sincerity. And serving with sincerity means that if somebody better than you does come, you support that and you honor that. Because the Quran says, وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ, above every knowledgeable person, there's somebody who is more superior, more knowledgeable. Hence, whenever I see a beauty in somebody, I will praise them. I will, I'll give them the due right. For example, there's a young Hafiz in the masjid. He's 22 years old. He's also currently training to be a paramedic. He has a good voice. His recitation is good. But sometimes I will step back and I will allow him to lead the Jamaat.
Yeah.
Because to encourage him, to inspire him, so that he also has a connection with the masjid.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about you hold on to the position, you don't allow anybody else opportunity. I feel it's very important that if Allah Ta'ala has given a blessing, that we share that blessing with other people rather than keeping it to ourselves.
It grows. The blessing grows. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're sharing, then it grows. Okay. So what are your responsibility in the current position, and whether do you actually the children at the mosques, usually they have certain time classes, so they usually just go to some of them just go to pass their time. So they say, all right, you have to go because parents said go to the mosque, learn this thing. They just do the the rakta, they just go through that and pass their time and then go. So do you have any kind of because obviously you've gone through all these things and you have learned, now you are also an imam, so have you made any changes to that kind of system we used to have in the mosque? Or
one big change which I have made, and I feel this is really important, I believe that it's not possible for a child to learn Quran just by going to the masjid, reading to the teacher listening, then the child going home. I feel
this is what the normal practice in the mosques. Yeah.
I feel it's important that the teacher recites and the student repeats, and then this teacher rectifies the mistakes of the student.
Yep.
So this is something which I've implemented in Jamia Masjid Abu Bakr in Rotherham. So I will recite and the children will repeat. So collectively they all repeat together. And the benefit of this is that you're teaching all of them at the same time, and they're learning from each other's mistakes. So the pronunciation mistakes are being rectified, and they are learning melody just by listening. You'll be surprised how quickly children pick up and they learn melody. So just by listening, the nagma, the tarz, the tune, the melody, the recitation of the Quran has improved just by listening. So that's one thing that I've done in the masjid. You asked about my responsibilities. My main responsibility in the masjid is the education side, teaching children. Alhamdulillah, it's been 4 or 5 months now, and that's going reasonably well. However, inshallah, after Ramadan, I will be starting adult classes also, where they can learn Quran, short courses on fiqh, on salah, to teach to bring them back to the masjid. That's our objective. Then aside from that, you asked regarding other than salah, what's my duties. I try to do outreach work where I go into schools, I visit schools, and I will deliver to them regarding Islam. For example, last week, a couple of days ago, I went to a school in Firth Park on Barnsley Road, and I spoke about Ramadan, and then they asked me to explain the difference between Christianity and Islam and our belief on Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. Other than that, I try to connect with the community and to make positive links in the community.
I think that's a very good idea, starting adult learning classes, Quran classes or fiqh classes for adults, because what happens is usually the example you were giving about the children learning, and they just go to the mosque and pass the time and then they just come back. if the adults will learn all these things, then they'll probably be more aware of the importance of the Islamic
Yes.
teaching, and then they will see in their children as well, rather than, because they don't know at the moment. They think that just by just going to the mosque, they will learn everything, and that's it. Their responsibility finishes when they go to the mosque.
This is actually folks' perception.
Mm-hmm.
Every parent should take on the role themselves to teach their children Quran.
Yeah.
Why? Because when you send your child to the masjid and the teacher there, he has 20 children to teach in 2 hours, how much time is he going to give to your children, to your child? This is why it's important that the parents themselves, it's never too late to seek education. You know Sheikh Yasir Abdul Basit, the son of Qari Abdul Basit Abdul Samad.
Yeah.
I met him when I went to Egypt.
Okay.
And I asked him, when did you memorize the Quran? He said to me, I started at the age of 32 and I finished at the age of 35.
MashaAllah.
So it's never too late to seek knowledge. You know, especially in our Pakistani community, we think to ourselves, once we're married, we're killed off.
Yeah.
You know, there's a saying they say, when I was single, my pockets used to jingle. but you know, your pockets may used to jingle prior to marriage, but that doesn't stop you from seeking education. Yeah.
Now the other part of that, you said when I was single, my pocket used to jingle. Now I'm married and my pocket is buried in. So probably, yeah, that happens. You've got lots of responsibility. Then you've got kids and family, other stuff as well. But again, your primary responsibility is your religion, isn't it?
That's
so
right.
You don't have to forget whether you're married or single. You don't have to forget your primary responsibility. When you're adult, it's all your responsibility to learn and teach others as well.
That's the beauty of Islam. You know, Islam is not limited to any age, any stage in life. Rather, it's a complete way of life.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you know, marriage is also part of life. But, you know, that shouldn't be a hindrance or an impediment to a person seeking knowledge. And it's very important with the current climate that's going on in our society, with the LGBT being implemented in schools.
Yeah.
It's important that parents form an active relation and they show interest in their child's education on a daily basis, that they ask, what have you learned today? You know, teach me something today. The parents do attend the parents' evenings and they show interest in their children. That relationship must be there.
Mm-hmm. So you've been to different mosques. I think before that you were in Doncaster somewhere.
Doncaster, I was in Doncaster last night.
No, as an Imam.
I only went to Doncaster to do Tarawih, lead Tarawih last year.
Okay.
Last year.
Okay, that's why. Last year you were there. Is it Sultania Mosque or?
Jamia Masjid Sultania.
Sultania. Okay, Sultania Mosque. Okay. So you've seen different mosques. You've been probably out of Sheffield as well. A couple of years ago you were in London.
Scotland,
So,
London, Birmingham.
Yeah, you've seen several mosques.
Yet Tarawih in those.
Several style as well, probably several kind of different. You know, the different mosques have different kind of styles, although they have the same thing, but in different styles. So, what do you prefer, to stay in Sheffield or Rotherham or London, or maybe out of UK, Egypt or somewhere else? Are you planning to do anything like that? Or?
At the moment, I am Imam in Rotherham.
Yeah.
I'm content there. I'm happy there. But I have no plans of moving out.
But is there any particular city that you like to be? Because obviously you've been on different cities and you've seen the different style of. Because in every city you've got different audience when you do your khutbahs and everything.
Yeah.
You've got different audiences.
In all honesty, you know,
Or it doesn't make any difference wherever you are. It's up to you.
if ever life permitted and I had the opportunity, I'd love to move back to Egypt.
Egypt.
But I don't know
You like
how
that.
feasible that is and how possible that is on a permanent basis, because Cairo, I found, was beautiful for Quran.
Okay.
You know, everywhere you go, people are reciting Quran on the streets. Quran, you've got like people, Qaris reciting. They sat on the street and they're reciting Quran, and the atmosphere there is good.
MashaAllah.
Because you know, I love the Quran,
Yeah.
Especially I'm a fan of recitations, and Sheikh Yasir Abdul Basit, who will also be attending our masjid. We'll speak about that, inshallah.
I will see.
So,
okay. So before we go for a break, last question would be, what is once you are like a certified Hafiz or Imam Qari, what your friends or circle and your relatives, what do they think about it?
to be honest with you, with the Quran, wherever you go, you receive honor and respect. And I have to constantly remind myself that it's not me that people are respecting, but it's the Quran.
It's the Quran.
And it's the nisbah, the fact that Allah Kareem has blessed me with great teachers, so people see that and they're respecting the honor. Rather, I'm not worthy of any praise. I'm just a man amongst the men, trying to serve the people, do my duty to nurture, educate, and inspire.
And anyone else in your relatives who's becoming a Hafiz or?
Yes. Alhamdulillah, in Firth Park, my cousins are.
MashaAllah.
He's becoming Hafiz, alhamdulillah.
Okay, MashaAllah. So this is all seems very good, sounds very good, that when people are listening, oh right, my son has become an Hafiz, or he's learning to be an Imam or Qari or whatever. And sometimes your friends, your parents' friends or relatives, they said, all right, they're good, is doing, but is he really getting something out of it, or is he going to get some proper studies? Sometimes people don't actually value that. Proper studies means, is he going to get any degree, proper degree or something? Not Islamic, the worldly universities or college degree I'm talking about. So do you ever felt that, or somebody ever said that? Because you were doing both. Because I've heard one of the Imam, I was interviewing, and he said people used to say that, oh, it's too difficult, just emphasis on your degree. Once you've done that, then think about becoming an Imam or learning Quran or Hifz or anything like that. But he said, once I've Hifz the Quran, it was easier for me to learn anything else. Can you see the difference? Or?
Yeah, that's correct. Once you have memorized the Quran, Allah Ta'ala opens ways for you, and you can everything else becomes easier for you. But I started memorizing the Quran late. I started at the age of 15, and I finished after 14 years, just a couple of months ago. But what was the question you asked? The
question is, normally people, generally people think that the kids should complete their education first, worldly education, and then go for any Islamic education.
I went to university.
Rather than doing both,
I went to university first before I went to Jamia Al-Karam. But if I could, I would have done it the other way around.
Yeah,
I think it's better to study
better to study Islamic studies first, and then go for, so then it's easier.
Yeah.
Is it?
And that's also because with Islamic education, you are with Islamic education, you are taught the value of education.
That's
and
right.
The sacredness of education, the importance of education, how to acquire that knowledge, and what beneficial knowledge actually is. So once you have that understanding from Islam, seeking worldly knowledge is a lot easier.
Yeah. That's right. Alhamdulillah, we are just approaching to another break time, and after the break I'm going to ask you about your Egypt trip and meeting with Sheikh Yasir, the son of Qari Abdul Basit Abdul As-Samad, which is the world-renowned Qari. Alhamdulillah, wherever you go, you just listen to his Qiraat, and everywhere, I've been to several countries, and people like his Qiraat, and almost everywhere I've seen his CD, audio cassette. Long time ago I used to see audio cassette, but now the people have in their car, or especially in the month of Ramadan, people do listen to this, and it's a very, very beautiful voice. Alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala has given him. So we will talk about him, because he met his son, Sheikh Yasir, and Alhamdulillah, Sheikh Yasir is coming to UK is coming to his mosque as well. So inshallah ta'ala, so we'll talk about his plan, and when is he coming, so then you can actually also go and see him or listen to his qiraat as well. So just go for a short break. Don't forget, if you'd like to call, you can call and talk to Amir Hafiz, or if you have any question, Imam Qari Amir Hafiz Sahab is here. Call 0142425 or text or WhatsApp 07885559786. I wish I had more time with the Imam Sahab, but lots of things to talk, but we got very little time. So we'll come back after the break and talk about this.
Radio Ramadan, what can I say? I'll tell you what we can do. Let's celebrate, celebrate. Radio Ramadan on 87.7
आज आप हंस रहे हो, क्या बात है?
तू ते हर खबर रखनी है। मिस्टर कॉम्पनसेटर ना नाते सुनिया उसे।
जी हाँ, वो टैक्सी एक्सीडेंट क्लेम वाले। अब समझी, बड़े-बड़े रेफरल और नई-नई गाड़ी।
टैक्सी चाहिए? मिस्टर कॉम्पनसेटर के पास चले जाओ। 0114-386-3386 और विजिट द गोल्ड टैक्सी ऑन एबिडेल रोड, शेफील्ड।
Dine in or take out at Big Filler, where we're celebrating our first Ramadan with 10% discount on all orders. And what a choice to choose from. Big Filler's family-friendly dining offers tender juicy peri-grilled chicken, succulent handmade gourmet burgers, and mouth-watering fried chicken and more. There's Big Filler's heavenly Belgium chocolate cookie dough, refreshing milkshakes, ice cream and mojitos. Iftar bookings are now being taken and our prayer rooms available too. Order online at bigfiller.co.uk or come along to 71 Broughton Lane S9 2DE, just opposite Sheffield Arena.
Had an accident, not your fault. Car and Solicitors, a team of professionals dedicated to winning you 100% compensation with free advice and assistance. Over 15 years of experience assisting you with road traffic accidents, trips, slips, employer's liability. We can recover your uninsured losses, i.e. vehicle damage, recovery, storage and loss of earnings. Car and Solicitors, 351 Abbeydale Road, Sheffield. Come see us or call 0114 258 3399 or visit carandsolicitors.com. Terms and conditions apply.
मलक साहब परेशान नजर आ रहे हो, क्या बात है?
चौधरी साहब, अनएम्प्लॉयड बंदा परेशान ना हो तो क्या करे?
यार फिश एंड चिप्स कर लो, रेस्टोरेंट खोल लो।
और ये सब तो कर लूं, पर इंश्योरेंस कहां से करवाऊंगा?
Don't worry, leave all your insurance problems to Coversure Insurance Services.
We provide insurance for small to large businesses, which include takeaway, restaurants, commercial residents, homes, properties, motor fleet insurance, and employee and public liability insurance.
Coversure Insurance Services, Masborough Street, Rotherham. Contact Roxana on 01709 209 411.
Ashman's Solicitors, specialists in criminal law, motoring law and family law. Our expert solicitors have years of experience. We are renowned for our tenacious attitude in seeking the best possible result for our clients. Based in the heart of Sheffield, we are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you or a family member require advice or assistance, then take advantage of our free confidential telephone consultation and call us now on 01144 784490 or visit ashmanssolicitors.com.
चलो चलिए ओरिएंट एक्सप्रेस रॉलरूम ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਵਾਰਡ ਯਾਫਤਾ ਬੈਂਕੁਇਟਸ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਐਂਡ ਟੇਕ ਅਵੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤੱਕੀ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਮਜ਼ਾ ਖਾਣੇ ਦਾ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਆਵੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨਾਲ ਆਵੇ ਦੁਆ ਕਰਨਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਦੀ ਵੀ 400 ਸੀਟ ਵਾਲੇ ਇਸੇ ਹਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਵੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਰੋਟੀ ਵਾਲੀ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ 1000 ਰੋਟੀ ਘੰਟੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੱਢੇ weddings anniversaries birthday parties indoor and outdoor caterers open 7 days a week Orient Express phone 01709 555527.
Join us this Ramzan at the largest Indian restaurant Akash for our mega buffet with over 54 items.
Buffet price Sunday to Wednesday £13.95, Thursday to Saturday £14.95.
With Ruhafza and dates to break your fast.
We're alcohol free.
Catering for families and large parties. We can seat up to 600 guests at any one time.
Book your table now on 01274 878866. Akash Restaurant, Bradford Road, Cleckheaton, West Yorkshire. solicitor. Hope to see you soon.
Equity Law Chambers Solicitors. When your rights are at stake, you need experienced defence lawyers. The law firm of Equity Law. Our experienced team of professionals can assist you in all matters, including family law, immigration, criminal law, drug offences, road traffic cases, fraud and money laundering. Call us today for expert advice on 01709 36 86 03 or visit us at elc-solicitors.co.uk. Equity Law Chamber Solicitors, advocating your rights.
मेरा नाम महविश हमीद है 2005 के ज़लज़ले ने जब सब सहारे छीन लिए तो कश्मीर ऑर्फन्स रिलीफ ट्रस्ट मीरपुर मेरा घर बना कोर्ट में आपने हमारे सर पर हाथ रखा जिंदगी इल्म की रोशनी से फिर जगमगा उठी कोर्ट एजुकेशनल कॉम्प्लेक्स मीरपुर में 1000 बच्चों की रिहाइश के लिए फेज 2 की तामीर शुरू हो चुकी है आपकी इमदाद सदकात और ज़कात हमारे ख्वाबों को हकीकत में बदल सकते हैं
कश्मीर ऑर्फन्स रिलीफ ट्रस्ट 0300 123 774 court.org.uk.
Connecting you to your community. This is Radio Ramadan Sheffield 97.7 FM.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to this program, and alhamdulillah, today we have our guest Imam Qari Amar Hafiz Sahab, who is at the moment at Eastwood Mosque, Rotherham, Abu Bakr Mosque. Is that right? Jamia Abu Bakr.
Jamia Masjid Abu Bakr.
Jamia Masjid Abu Bakr, Eastwood, Rotherham. So most of the time people say Eastwood Mosque, so it's that's why I said that. So as I said, I mean, Qari Sheikh Yasir, son of Qari Abdul Basit Abdul Samad, well-renowned Qari, the top 3 Qaris in the world, and he's one of them. So he met Sheikh Yasir, and now he's coming to Rotherham as well in his mosque. So I'll talk about him. Imam Sahib, Sheikh Yasir is coming to UK and coming to your mosque as well. Is there any particular reason, or you just coming to address the
reason for him attending our masjid?
Yeah, to coming to UK.
Sheikh Yasir has come to UK on a tour to fundraise for a charity.
For charity, okay.
So he's not taking no money himself.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I had the honor to invite him to our masjid when I met him in Egypt.
MashaAllah.
Again, that's because of my teacher from Birmingham, Ustad Abu Adam al-Azhari, because Sheikh Yasir is a friend of them.
Yeah.
So Sheikh Yasir gave me some time. We had some sohbah together, and then I invited him that when you come to England, you must come to our masjid.
Yeah.
So now that he's in England, inshallah, he will be joining us on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
At 10:50 p.m. this coming Wednesday.
Yeah.
10:50. Hopefully he will read some of the Salat al-Taraweeh.
10:50 p.m. after the Isha.
After Isha.
Yeah.
Taraweeh time.
Yeah.
So inshallah he will read some of the Taraweeh. After the Taraweeh, we will have a gathering where Sheikh Yasir, Abdul Basit Abdul Samad will recite some Quran.
MashaAllah.
We also have Ustad Abu Adam al-Azhari who will recite some Quran.
MashaAllah.
And young talented brother Mika'il Maga, maybe you have heard his name.
Mm-hmm.
Very well known for his qasaid, beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Inshallah he will also be attending.
MashaAllah.
Inshallah it will be a good gathering, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
The maqsad, the purpose of this gathering is to awaken the hearts for the love of Quran, the importance of Quran. Inshallah, Sahri will also be provided at the masjid.
Okay, so your long program. At one point, I remember you used to recite Naat as well, mashallah, and very beautiful Urdu and English and Punjabi sometimes.
Yeah.
So, do you still do that?
No, alhamdulillah, I still recite the Naat.
Mashallah.
But a lot of my time now is shifted towards Quran.
Okay.
No, I don't know why, but I feel more schoon in my heart when I'm listening to Quran.
Okay.
And that's the greatest naat of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And again, this is a message I would like to give. You know, there are a lot of young people who aspire to be naat khans, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, the sad reality is that there are not many who want to be qadis and reciters of the Quran.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, you know, I encourage our parents, as much as they want their child to recite naat of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, also encourage your children and show them good role models and qurra reciters who they can imitate and copy, so that they can also recite the Quran.
MashaAllah. So, because we have your time at the moment, so if I can ask you to just recite one or two share of any naat, is it okay? Please.
Sayyiduna Kareemun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sayyiduna Kareemun sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Sayyiduna Kareemun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu, Allah, Habibi Rasulullah. Allahu, 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 Allah. Allahu, Allah, Habibi Rasulullah. Ya Sadiq al-Aqwal, Ya Tayyib al-Af'al, Ya Safwat al-Muta'al, Ya Khayra Khalqillah, Ya Rahmat al-Rahman, Ya Insi Thumma al-Jan, في سائر الأزمان يا خير خلق الله. الله 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 حبيبي رسول الله.
Jazakallah khair, mashallah, Jazakallah khair. Your father also recite Naat. I've heard on a couple of occasions live, but I've seen him with some videos as well. So, did that inspire you, or what was the?
My father was actually my first Naat teacher.
MashaAllah.
And the Naat that they taught me was called "Main sajda karun ya ke main dil ko sambhalun." Muhammad ki chaukat pe sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay, mashallah, jazakallah khair. Now we've got very short time, but yes, so
with my father, Allah blessed him with a beautiful voice. They used to use that voice for singing.
Yeah.
So it took me some time to work on them, but alhamdulillah now
mashallah,
they have come towards Naat.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
The last question. Any message, because you are such an inspiration for our youngsters, and especially in Sheffield and Rotherham, because the people who know you, I can say that I like my son to be like you. So lots of people
make
think
your son better than me.
Lots of people actually think like that. So what's the message for parents and then youngsters?
You know, parents often have this wish, I wish my son can be like him.
Yeah.
But I didn't fall from the sky.
Yeah.
I didn't just come made. This was a lot of effort of my parents, my teachers, that they did manat on me. My parents, they sent me to the right teachers who could guide me, who could nurture me, who could show me the correct way. My parents also at home, they gave me time, they taught me. So it's down to the effort of the parents. You know, you don't just work for your children,
yeah,
but it's important that you work with your children as well.
On your children, with your children.
You work with them. So you have to, it's important that parents, they have an active role in their child's life. You know, especially fathers. You know, fathers tend to think, mother's teaching at home is fine. They go to masjid, it's fine. That's not good enough. You know, you at home, they should spend time with the child, go through the homework, and if they don't know, they learn from the student, from their son, daughter. It's a two-way thing.
Yeah. Imam Qari, Hafiz as well, Amir Hafiz Saab. Thank you very much for your time. Jazakallah khair. And yes, last.
Just one more message. I would like to once again invite you all to Jamia Masjid Abu Bakr on this coming Wednesday, 29th May at 10:50 p.m. Salat al-Isha is at 10:50 p.m. After which there will be Salat al-Tarawih. And we are very fortunate that Sheikh Yasir Abdul Basit, he will attend our masjid to recite. You know, they are amongst the... we've all heard the name Qari Abdul Basit Abdul Samad. If you haven't heard the name, we know the voice. Guaranteed we know the voice.
Or if you never heard the name, just type that word in Google and see what you get.
In fact, you know, Qari Abdul Basit Abdul Samad, he, at a very young age, I think at the age of 12, he memorized the Quran.
MashaAllah.
Or at the age of 10, rather, he memorized the Quran. At the age of 12, he knew 7 qira'at. At the age of 10, he knew 14. He knew 14, at the age of 14, he knew the 10 qira'at. So he was very learned. And I was speaking to my teacher. They said, I have over 3,000 recordings of him, Sheikh Yasir, Sheikh Abdul Basit Abdul Samad. And each recording is around 30 minutes. So if we work out all the time, he spent the majority of his life reciting the Quran.
Yeah, mashallah.
So this is why Allah Kareem gave him the maqam. You know, over 30 years have passed. But still Allah Kareem has made him renowned, and he is the most listened to Qari. You know, his voice has not been forgotten.
Inshallah, everyone, I would ask to try to come to the mosque, Jamia Masjid Abu Bakr, Eastwood, Rotherham, Wednesday at Isha time. So then after Tarawih, you will listen his voice, and after Tarawih, you'll be able to meet him as well. Jazakallah khair. Bahut shukriya you for your time. And Alhamdulillah, it's been a great interview, and it was my wish as well to interview you. Alhamdulillah. So Jazakallah khair, and very thankful to you and to your parents. So because of them, you are here what you are. Alhamdulillah, the time obviously doesn't permit to go ahead, otherwise I wanted to do more. Thank you very much. Inshallah ta'ala, we will have another Imam in the studio after this break. So until then, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.